Well, it's a cold, cold, frosty morning, but it's good logging weather. I've got the excavator already moved over on this job. Got the tractor warming up. I'm going to take that over. I'm going to need the mulcher, the excavator, the tractor, and eventually the log loader. Going to be good to have all three, or at least two main pieces, the tractor skidding and the grapple on the front, and the excavator and the bucket and the mulcher. Okay, got to get that stuff moved over. And loaded up, ready to go. I think it was really last year when I got to use the tractor a lot. Certainly have some more plans. Okay, got everything in here. This is the next job. Give you an idea what we're going to do. So this is a viewscape and a cleanup, storm cleanup, risk mitigation. So all of these are going to go. This one. A line of some of those hardwood. There's a pink ribbon up there between those two trees. Between there. And it runs down along through here. Down to this ribbon. So I might need to get a set of chains for the tractor here. And then it's going to go straight down through there, over to the thicket that's down there, across, out to the road, back up here. So now finally, I've got room to work. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use the excavator as a hoe chuck. So I will fall these trees down, with logging tape, mark the logs out, and put them behind me, so wherever they fall, I'll stack them up. Then I'll come up behind and with the land pride grapple, grab the logs, and they will go out probably to that side, to the merchantable sort. Way down in there, in the rock pile, I probably have to use the winch. If I can get right down to the butt and cut it off, I'll pick it up with the excavator and I'll swing it over into a processing, get out with the saw, trim it all up, mark the logs, swing the logs up behind me, grab it with the land pride, take it up to the log pile. There's a whole bunch of old junk down there that's too big to chip, grind, mulch. So that'll be trucked away. Same thing, pick it up, put it in a pile, grab it with the grapple, take it up on this side to the oversized truck away. The key to this, when I go down in there, where I'm going to limb and process, is to make sure there's no rock there, and all the brush will end up in that pile. And you're sitting there with the excavator, and you just grab that stuff and you put it up. Nice to have it with the tops on your right side, because as you start to mulch or grind from that side, it feeds it in. And the heavier sides of the butt tend to anchor it in place. So the process, as you'll see, will be fall, hoe chuck, process, stack the logs, transport the logs, skid the oversize, hoe chuck it, grab it up, transport it to the oversize. Firm up the brush in the piles at the end of it, then just put the mulcher on and grind it. But I have an attachment coming. And instead of constantly changing, it's only 10 minutes to change out from the bucket to the mulcher, but I just find no matter what I do, that little excavator with the bucket on, sorting wood, picking stuff up, putting it where I want to ease, to limb and junk. Get rocks out of my way. It's just so much better to have that bucket on. Thumb, it's like a grapple. And I'm safe all the time. So now here, instead of just the bucket here, I've got a grapple to forward with. I've got the chipper back, for the back here. But that's really limited use. I use that if there was an area in the woods that I wanted to go in and handwork and feed it in. Or if I was using this with the tree shear and it was long, skinny hardwood, I might lay it out and then feed it through the chipper. But what I've got coming is a mulcher that sits on the back, the FAE. I was looking at a couple. I was looking at another 4X for the front, but it's not going to do what I want. So the FAE on the back, and it's as wide, just as wide. And it's not that I'm going to sit in there. Like, I've already looked at it. I sat in there and I turned sideways. My foot sits on, hydrostatic, 2 feet like forward, backward. One hand lifts, the 3-point hitch. And there's my remotes right there. There's a lever for the remotes that'll close the gate. There's a gate on the FAE. So if you picture down there all the piles, all I'm going to do is back into the piles and put this mulcher into the piles and feed it. And you're running strictly now, 50 horsepower, PTO horsepower, instead of there probably getting 27 to 30 horsepower. You're running here now with 50 and actual chipping teeth. So it will grind, you back into it, grind, close the gate, drive forward, and really fine grind and back. So that's the attachment that I want here, that I can mulch my piles. And it's really only a half hour a pile cleanup. So as I make my way through the woods and process and shove the piles up, I can chase at the end of the day, the last hour of the day, take the winch off, or if I don't need the winch, if I've done all my winching, then I just leave the mulcher on and I just go to the pile. So I'm really excited about it because it's going to give me a better finished product for my customers.